this Vietnam veteran that used to hang around the haunts, Doug Lam. Doug told us when he was a kid, he would go with his parents to Puʻuiki Cemetery, and they would make offerings, sometimes, bring the bow and, the fruits and stuff like that. And Doug said, one day at this, this one grave, they bought Kona oranges, put it in a nice pile. And he said, my parents just praying. And he said, real quick, he just peeled the orange real quick and ate them. And he said the thing was rotten. And so the parents saw what he was doing and they never gave him lickings, but afterwards he said on the drive home, they told him, when you offer food to the ancestors, the mana of that food is for the ancestors. They take it first. He said, we eat after. What's funny about that cemetery is technically the cemetery does not exist because it's not on the records. The access to the cemetery is, you have to drive through one part of the neighborhood, get to the end of the street and park and then walk in. On more than one occasion, going into that cemetery, I felt such heavy sadness because of how the place was being disrespected with homeless and, guys on four-wheel drive motorcycles just right through the cemetery. As I understand, the community is doing a great job of cleanup. And at one point, I forget the name of the group of Korean people that went and malama that cemetery, and they were surprised that other people came from the community to help them, because it's about malama, it's about aloha. Apparently there's a large Korean contingency in and around that cemetery, and I didn't realize there was such a large Korean community in the area. So there's a small children's section in that cemetery too. Because our keiki is, a DNA manifestation of ourselves. So it's a part of who we are, our perpetuation, our immortality through this keiki. And so when you lose a baby, you lose a part of your, not only physical makeup, but a part of your soul. A part of your future dies with that, that keiki. Cemeteries and graveyards is a lot of times where you end up, but not necessarily where you died. And spirits are attached to the places where they expired. So 90% of the time when people tell me they've seen an apparition or a spirit in the cemetery or a graveyard, I tell them what you're looking at is probably someone's psychic thumbprint of the grief they left behind in that space. And sometimes a person's grief is so significant, it leaves an impression. And if you're sensitive enough, psychically receptive enough, that's what you'll see.